Hey guys, first regards in here, I'll be talking about a bolt rifle tactical build for Space Marine 2 patch 12.1 using the newly buffed Kraken Penetrator rounds perk and the newly buffed firepower variant for the bolt rifle. Now, this weapon got a base damage buff this patch, so it's about like equivalent in headshot damage to the ×2 headshot multiplier version. And for a while here, I was trying to find out like what is the use case scenario of this over this one, because this does have like an A+ accuracy, and this one's just like the same damage with worse accuracy. But the big case here is using the Kraken Penetrator rounds, because this just buffs up your non-headshot damage, and this one has a higher base firepower, so like that is the main place to use this in my opinion. If you are going for like full firepower on the headshots, obviously take this version, and I would use this one with a perk like Balance Distribution. But if you're taking like Horde Clear effects on top of body shot damage, I think the firepower version is definitely better. Now, the way I build the perks around this is the Headhunter perk first. Headshots deal 10% more damage, moving here into the perk Adamant Hunter. When your health is below 30%, headshots will deal 25% more damage. This perk is a substantial damage buff when it's actually active. Now, being below 30% HP on a tactical is pretty dangerous, but not as bad as like a Tech Marine, so still definitely get some use out of this perk. Next perk here is Fast Reload, moving down here into the perk Perpetual Precision for a better weapon spread. And I like to pick up the perk Able Reload into the perk Recoupment. Killing a Majora's level or higher enemy with a headshot of this weapon restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. This weapon has a really decent headshot damage here, and being able to blow apart brains and also get armor back is incredible in Space Marine 2, because armor will damage cap for you, so that on a squishy class like Tactical is very strong. Next perk here is Tactical Precision. Headshots deal 20% more damage, and non-headshot damage decreases by 10%. Now, you do lose some body shot damage here, but that really doesn't matter too much because we do have Kraken Penetrator rounds. This will be like a 40% buff anyways, even with this perk active, so really not that much of a downside, and a 20% increase to your headshot damage is still very substantial even on this version. Next perk here is Adamantine Grip into the perk Rapid Health for a bit of healing. Then I pick up Headhunter into the perk Extended Magazine, and of course Divine Might. And that is the final perk option here, though you could take Perpetual Penetration if you want for even like more penetration on enemies. I think that Kraken Penetrator rounds kind of makes up for that overall, so I pick up the damage instead. Now for the secondary weapon, I do take the Heroic Heavy Bolt Pistol, mainly because this weapon has the highest gun strike damage in the entire game and the highest base firepower of any bolt pistol in the game on top of that. And we also don't lose any damage on this build for our secondary because we are not taking Balance Distribution. Instead, we took Kraken Penetrator rounds, so pretty good all around for us here. Now, for the perk tree on this, I do take the perk Divine Might first, moving here to the perk Perpetual Penetration, Increased Capacity, Extended Magazine, and Death Strike. This perk says, after killing a Majora's level or higher enemy in melee combat, you deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. Now, this perk will trigger off of a melee finisher, not just a melee kill, so keep that in mind. And also, you have to have the weapon equipped to actually trigger it. And if you swap off the weapon for any reason at all in those 10 seconds, you will lose the perk effect, so just keep that in mind on top of that. Next perk here is Great Might, up here into the perk Discipline. Then I grab the perk here, Strong Finish, Headhunter, Gunstrike Reload, and of course Tactical Precision, because headshots dealing 20% more damage and non-headshot damage decreasing by 10% is just like mostly upside in this game. And also, we do benefit from Kraken Penetrator rounds on our secondary here as well, and a 40% bonus even with this perk active is still very strong. It will allow you to like almost two-shot like pretty much any Hormigaunt in the body, so still really strong on our secondary here as well. And the heroic perk effect, no help is coming, being able to one-shot kill a reinforcement calling enemy is really damn useful in this game. Way more useful than it sounds initially, because elite enemies calling in reinforcements happens way more than you actually think when you start playing with this weapon. That's pretty much all there is for the secondary here. Now for my melee weapon selection, I do take the newly buffed Balanced Chainsword. All the balanced weapons in Space Marine 2 patch 12 got a base damage buff of like 15% or so, and they feel way better now. This one now has a 20 strength, 7 speed, and 10 cleaving potential, and it feels pretty damn strong. Like, these weapons actually have a higher base damage than the block weapons do currently. Block can still reach a bit higher with those adrenaline surge charges, but without those, these ones do hit a bit harder, which is pretty damn cool, and they feel really fun to use. Now, for the perk tree here, I do take Perpetual Strength first, moving here into the perk Swift Recovery. Heavy attacks restore 100% more contested health. This just doubles the CHP recovery of your heavy attacks. And with a 7 speed, it is very easy to just spam out heavy attacks all the time. And this weapon is actually the main form of Horde Clear outside of like our Kraken Penetrator rounds perk, so really good for us here. Next perk is Perpetual Strength, and Perpetual Strength again for a 10% melee damage increase. And then I take the perk Reverberating Impact for 50% increase to our AoE on the Stomp, which is actually pretty damn useful even on this version that's not the heroic. and the next perk here is Combined Onslaught down here into the perk Heavy Onslaught for even more heavy attack damage. Then I pick up the perk Full Throttle for the combo skip, Hard Target for range damage reduction during a light combo, and Majora's for more Majora's damage, though alternatively you could skip over these two perks here and pick up the perk Minora Slayer and Extremis Slayer, but that is up to you, and that's pretty much everything I'm going to be taking for this weapon. Now for the tactical perk tree, I do start off with the perk Kraken Penetrator rounds, obviously. Bolt weapons penetrate one more enemies, non-headshot damage increased by 50%. This is just kind of the crux of this build, so obviously pick it up. Next perk here is Heightened Vigor. After your perfect time parry, block, or dodge, you deal 10% more melee and gun strike damage, do not lose control from heavy hits, and cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. This perk is one of the best on knockback perks in all of Space Marine 2, mainly because you get a 10% buff to your melee and gun strike damage for free on this version, so really good for hybrid builds here. And also, the way that no knockback works in Space Marine 2 is that any attack that would knock you over entirely only staggers you, any attack that would stagger you does nothing instead, so a really powerful perk effect. Next perk here is Emperor's Vengeance. Killing a Majora's level or higher enemy restores your primary weapon's ammo by 1 magazine. Cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. The cooldown is 30 seconds. You just take this perk because without this perk, both the ×2 headshot multiplier version here and the firepower variant, they will run out of ammo so damn fast, especially in solo, so this really solves your ammo economy issues like pretty much all on its own. So definitely grab this, though if you're feeling like a little bit daring, you could take the Emperor's Judgment perk if you want to, because like it is a pretty good damage buff. Next perk here is Aligned Aim. Range damage increases by 15% for all team members. I love this perk on all bolter weapons. I talk about it all the time, and I also talk about the fact that Secure Stockpile is a way better perk because 60-second Melt Bombs are OP, but this one is just more fun to use for me. The next perk here is a little bit different from what I usually take, which is normally Vital Data. We are taking Priority Targeting today. That says the mark from Auspex Scan lasts 8 seconds longer. The base is 8, but the Auspex Scan ignores Minoris level enemies. We do take this perk to combine over here with the perk Expert Timing. Enemies marked by the Auspex Scan take an additional 75% damage, but the mark's duration is reduced by 4 seconds, the base 8. So like you get a bit of a timer increase on this one, and get the free damage buff from this one. Now, the major benefit of these two perks here over a perk like a Precise Calibration and Concentrated Fire combo would be that you don't really have to deal with the marked zone here that Concentrated Fire gives you. I do think this combo is technically better for your Auspex Scan, or not even technically better, it just is better for damage on your Auspex Scan, but this one is also quite strong. And so if you want to take this, or even like swap out Battle Focus down here for Precise Calibration on top of this combo, you can definitely do that. But I'm going to try out Battle Focus today, which says a per time parry or block gives the parried enemy a mark from Auspex Scan, just because this one is also a very strong effect and plays really well into a hybrid build, which I'm kind of doing here with like Kraken Penetrator rounds and Heightened Vigor. Now, the final perk here is Radiating Impact. A melee finisher additionally deals significant AoE damage in a 10-meter radius. The cooldown is 90 seconds. This perk is just incredible. The amount of times this perk saves your life is like honestly insane. It will one-shot any Majoras in your vicinity and like in that 10-meter radius, and that can absolutely save your life in a boss fight. This perk may waste itself occasionally on like a random Hormigaunt execute, but even with a 90-second cooldown, being able to bail yourself out of like the worst situations in all Space Marine 2 is just worth taking every time, so I pretty much always pick this up. Now, for our Prestige perk list, it is pretty standard. We take Acuity for headshot damage, Skill Supplier for more ammo reserves, Resilience for more HP on stims, and of course, Fortitude for a health increase of 15%, because HP increases in Space Marine 2 are incredibly valuable, because below 25% HP, you do get a ramping damage reduction up to a certain point at like 1% HP, and because of that, a base HP increase means your effective HP is that much better at those low HP values. Hopefully that makes sense, but the point is, take HP increases wherever you can find them. And that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. This bolt rifle option feels way better now. I mean, I still think I probably prefer the ×2 headshot multiplier version, but on a Kraken Penetrator rounds build, this is definitely the better option, and hopefully this build guide helped you. And if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye.
Evasive behavior. Eradicate. Neurothrope sighted. Engagement.
I wasn't expecting to dodge.
Contact. Ready anti-psychic tactics.
A lot more damage now.
Enhanced tactics deployed. Alpha designated turret decapitated. Kill confirmed. Major turret in threat.
Oh, the Kraken Penetrator rounds to do some free damage there. I'm pretty sure it did. Okay. Not the Auspex fumble, yeah, it's unfortunate. Second one was fine, but we're not building for vital data right now, so the cooldown's the same, but still. This is a build you could take like second look on. Not the worst idea ever. Normally I take Concentrated Fire, and Concentrated Fire only triggers the second look perk once the once the entire duration of the Auspex is out. It lasts longer, so it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Like if anything walks in it during that time, it just does not give you the cooldown back. But on this one, it's not too bad. How do you get the attack marine to chain headshots, or is the perk not the same as the assault headshot chain? I mean, all you have to do is just shoot them in the head. Chain the headshots. That's all it does, Ed. Like, every time you get consecutive headshots in, like, you know, a certain time period, that's chaining the headshots. That's all it is. I can't wait for Warhammer Survivors this year so I can finally be a guardsman being overwhelmed by Tyranids. That's pretty fun.
Let us enter the camp.
Game anyone? This is Space Marine 2.
Closing in. Team has arrived at the Imperial Guard encampment. Talassa, you need to acquire the Astra Militarum demolition codes required to deploy and arm their ordnance. Source one from any soldier you see, alive or otherwise. The codes are over here. Sweep complete. There's nothing here. Prepping melter bomb. Tyranid limited knows our locals. Planetary class Tyranid Confirmed. Major tyranny threat. Reloading ammunition.
Okay. Dawn of War 4 or Total War Warhammer 40k? I think Total War Warhammer 40k is just like the obvious choice in my opinion. It's a much more ambitious game. The scope is going to be a lot bigger. I'm hyped for it.
Refilling magazines.
You forgot the power fist in your ranged weapon ranking video? It's true, it's S tier. Why not both? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I assume they're asking like which one if I had to pick or die. It would be Total War 40k, of course. I'm a huge Total War fan. I have been for a long time.
Obstruction removed. This is where we sow the enemy's defeat, brothers.
I'm playing Total War for like 15 years.
Target Xenos bioform. More than overpowered. Justified. Reloading. Xenos infestation advancing. Xenos countermeasure successful. Cover my reload.
I'm saving my Auspex in case we get like a wacky tremendous fun here. The chainsaw can shoot. Oh, there it is. See? What we're talking about. And now this is where Kraken Penetrator rounds overperforms because these guys take bonus damage while they're in their turret stance like this. And that will go up with the Auspex. So we'll just pulp them here. Free. That sucks. I get my HP back on this guy. I'll activate that. Have a waste of a stim, but whatever.
Elite level Xenos. Pacified.
Why is Nightmare difficulty worth it? Well, define worth it. Is it fun? I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's more fun with other players, but like playing Tyranids like an assault now is very fun on it.
Reloading. Tactic engaged. Special out. Talassa, the Cadians are running out of time. How close are you to the Kraken facility? Arriving at the objective now. You are making good time. We are going to need it.
Straben's voice definitely fits the Hikaru knows big time.
Ready for next encounter.
Armor boost, perfect.
Let us finish what the Cadians started. Use the codes to prime the bomb and finish its deployment into the grid premium well. Cautiously. If you know what is good for you.
Yep. Medicate stim? Take it. On the big tank guys, it looked like you were shooting the top of their back and not the head. Is that where their headshot is? No, it's just when they're planted, you can only shoot the top of their turret. But they also take more damage from body shots while they're in that. Which is why... Oh. Oh. What I was saying is, before we got jumped, is that their turret part, they take more, that's the only place to like properly damage them while they're planted. And they also take more damage from body shots from bolter weapons other than that. I believe it's like body shots from anything. And Kraken Penetrator rounds will buff that up. Which is why when you put an Auspex on them, they just melt.
X-axis aligned. I'm on this side as well. The first leg of this race is behind us. We are. Overwatch needed on generator 1.
I didn't know that. That's why they were impossible to kill there when planted. Yeah, so if you try to shoot them in the head, they'll take no damage. They also take no damage from equipment or like an assault ground pound, so your only bet really is like if you go near them and they're targeting you, they'll stand up. Otherwise, shoot them in the turret, give enough damage.
Progress is progress, brothers. We are almost there. Xenos displaying evasive behavior. Observe ground move. We are ready to ambush the enemy, Captain. There is an observation platform overlooking the Kraken fields. It will make a good vantage for your ambush.
I thought my aim was just so off that I was cooked. These old hands ain't what they used to be. No, Biovores just suck.
We are committed to this cause.
The Biovores are just that fucking annoying. Not you. Do you cap FPS at 60? I don't think for my gameplay, no. Or for my streams and like recordings. I think my gameplay's like 120.
Cover my reload.
If not 60.
Priority tyranny eliminated.
40-plus-year-old Ankh detected. Well, I'll be there one day.
Cover my reload.
Louder for the people in the back. Biovores suck. Nobody likes Biovores. I've never met a player in all of Space Marine 2 that's like, wow, Biovores, the best enemy. Howdy, what's up, Hoax?
Reloading ammunition.
I love Bioforce and Tabletop, 100% the best turn unit, basically auto include.
Run distraction.
Yeah, but you liked it in Space Marine too. That's the question. Tabletop's a bit different.
Sure your mission is a success. I will hold you to that.
Game heavily designed about rolling? Yes. Huh. Perfectly calculated. Should both be pretty low. There we go.
Terminated Lictor class combatant. Zone for contact. Ready anti-psychic tactics.
Did it not just give me like triple zone throws and like warriors here, did it? Probably not. Triple zone throw. What the fuck did I do to deserve that?
There's no target for calling up fresh reserves. Reloading.
Alright, we're on a different elevation here, so we should be fine, yeah. One benefit of this whole area. I would like the other one as well, but I'll take it.
Gunnerfight combatants avoid rallying small enemies. Elite level C. Passive up. Crack grenade in play. Reloading ammunition. Cut off its call for aid. Now. Equipping fresh magazine. Cover my reload. Deploying amplified ferocity. Xenos Psychics. One. Cover my reload. Tyranid swarm thin.
FEG, how do you like Dark Tide? You played that game a lot? I love Dark Tide. I have like 2,000 hours in it.
Their numbers.
Great game. Fun game. Do Biovores even have a weak point, Chief? Yeah, they have like a little tiny head. Their faceplates are headshot multiplier. You just can't shoot it while they're planted.
Main swarm sighted. We await your signal, Captain. Dig in. We need that bomb triggered for optimal yield. Orbital scan estimates the bulk of the swarm will not be in position for a while yet. Keep your heads and get it done. I see them coming.
The Red Corsair Warp Swift model is actually really cool. I do love regular Corsairs.
Reloading ammunition. Tyranny unit sighted. Enhanced tactics deployed. The bulk of the swarm is continuing along the protected path. Continue holding. Xenos countermeasures successful. Tyranids approaching. Engage weapons. We must shore up our perimeter! Soldier target Xenos fire.
Don't fail me now, or Kraken Penetrator rounds.
Confirmation. Fire. Eliminate. Long range 2 reported dead. Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up. Reloading ammunition. Tyranid invasion. Extra force supplied. More hostiles entering engagement range. Cover my reload.
I guess I'll take this now.
Obtaining armaments. The squad has almost fully committed. Be ready for my mark. Elite level Xenos. Passive up. We are
I'll say that was definitely a different experience from the times you guys saw multiplayer bolt rifle. Definitely a difference there.
bastards.
Get to build around Kraken Penetrator rounds, quite fun.
You heard him.
Pretty good.
We have laid waste to the enemy. A fine victory. Tyranid biosign's down 90% and fall. Swarm annihilation confirmed. Excellent work. Move to extract. Extraction complete. Returning to orbit.
And that's a Cardon's bolt rifle build. Pretty fun. Definitely feels a lot better than it used to. 3 Raveners who are simultaneously comboing you is an interesting experience. Certainly a experience. There we go.